Hi everyone, hope you're well. So it is Friday the 10th of May today, 2013, and so I've been doing various things today. I started researching my Minecraft show, but it's looking a bit thin on the ground again this week, so I'll see if anything else pops up this evening that I think's interesting, and I'll see if anyone sends me anything, and I'll look a bit more tomorrow morning and then decide if I'm actually going to do the show or not. So I might even skip it this week, or I might do an early show next week on like Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday. On the subject of videos, I'm itching so much. The end of every week when I still haven't done any of this kind of new content I want to do for my non-gaming channel. So I haven't even scheduled in the time, and that's why it doesn't get done. So I've actually made a note, and so I might, as another incentive to kind of not do my Minecraft show, is to absolutely insist that I get started on this new content that I want to do that should be really good. And also, the thing with Minecraft, all my Minecraft content is Minecraft centric, and one day Minecraft is going to go away. I've talked about this lots before. There's lots of other games I could branch into. I've just spent about 3 hours playing Don't Starve. Actually, maybe more like 2 hours, but I know I've got further than I've got before. That game's so good. So I might do LPs of that, but there's always all sorts. And Isaac, of course, I've always done LPs of. So my gaming channel will always branch into something else. But with the Minecraft show specifically, and I used to do it daily and I don't anymore. And I think I stated recently in one of these videos, I don't think I'll ever go back to daily because it's just, I don't think it's going to ever be that busy again in terms of excitement and everything. So where was I going with that? So the thing is, I'll just have a sip of water. A lot of the content I want to do on my non-gaming channel, the kind of direction of the non-gaming channel, I was about to say focus, but that's the wrong word because it's actually quite a broad direction of stuff that I find interesting. So because that's the theme, it's always going to be stuff that I find interesting. It is going to be impossible, because time to time I get a bit bored of Minecraft. At the moment, there's quite a lot of Minecraft stuff that I find interesting. So it's actually, I'm kind of, it's not so bad at the moment. Although there isn't a lot of new stuff, like news and stuff, I think there's a lot of exciting custom server stuff going on. And that's only going to get increased with the mod API eventually. Modding is going to be a thing that everyone has access to. And also I've been looking at actually doing server code stuff myself, which I briefly mentioned recently, although that's partly on hold because of this card game thing that I was telling you about yesterday, that I think is going to be my main kind of game making focus this month. So but yeah, with the non-gaming channel, I can never get bored if the direction of the channel is stuff that I find interesting, and it should be quite a different audience as well to my gaming channel, because it's going to be kind of a geeky audience that I want. But in a geeky is such a broad term nowadays, it is frustrating because it means different things to different people. But I mean geeky as in not gamers, but as in kind of, well, possibly gamers as well, but people who are kind of interested in like sciencey stuff and kind of weird facts and things like that. And the kids who annoy me most of my Minecraft channel, who are just little kids who only care about Minecraft, they're going to have no interest in my non-gaming channel. So I'm not gonna, the hope is that I'll have like the audience on my non-gaming channel won't annoy me as much as I sometimes get annoyed on my gaming channel. Although I've found I'm coping with it quite well at the moment by just virtually never reading comments. I went through loads of private messages today, and I hadn't actually checked those for about 2 weeks. And so there's a couple of things I need to chase up. There's a couple of things I did chase up, but were ultimately actually a waste of time, kind of like possible projects and things without being too specific. But that's a danger of stuff on YouTube, is because it's such a kind of Wild West new environment and anyone can just do stuff and contact anyone. Some of these kind of projects look really good, and I chased one or two of them up, and both of them were a complete waste of time. And so I wasted a couple of hours talking to a couple of people today, who I then kind of decided one of them wasn't what I thought it was, and it was actually a mistake because they'd sent me the wrong information. So just completely wasting my time, and the other one, I just decided I didn't actually really want to work with the people. Once I realised how unorganised it was, I made my excuses. So, but that's the thing with, and it's frustrating because I thought, oh, something good in my private messages, and there's like, no, not so much. But lots of interesting videos people have PM'd me for my show, so couple of good things. But no kind of strong contenders, all just good contenders. Nothing mind blowing though. Usually, if there's a couple of videos that are absolutely mind blowing, then it kind of motivates me a bit more to make the show, to share them. But when they're all good, sorry, my stomach. When they're all good and just standard, it's not exciting, and it's very rare that stuff excites me anymore because I've been doing it for so long and I've seen so many things. It has to be really original, so it's tough. Anyway, so yeah, I really want to start making videos on my non-gaming channel, so I might start doing that as of tomorrow morning. It's just a struggle though, because it's like I'd have to make a conscious decision to definitely not do my Minecraft show, so that's probably not going to happen. I'm probably going to wake up tomorrow morning, spend another 4 hours or something looking up stuff for my Minecraft show, and then decide if I want to do it or not. And then if I decide I'm not going to do it, that's a lot of time wasted. And that does happen, you know, and that's why I stopped doing the daily show, was because that's a comment that made me so angry when I started skipping days. Was certain kids would start calling me lazy, and the thing is like, no, I'm still working the same number of hours a day on it. And actually, on the days where there wasn't an episode, you could argue that I was working harder because I was working 4 hours and getting nothing for it, apart from kids calling me lazy. And, you know, the difference being on days where there was a show, I'm like working 4 hours researching it, and there happens to be a show, and it pays off. Anyway, that's a rant that from the past. I don't need to drag that up again. I can forget about it. I've got a bunch of notes here. They're all actually about my card game that I wrote down yesterday evening after I blogged already. Those are stuff I decided I wanted to say. It mostly revolves around the fact that working with restrictions is really cool in a creative environment, because rather than just in software development and stuff, you call it feature bloat, where it's like, because you're working in a format where it seems you can just keep on adding more and more stuff in, and there's not, unless it gets too extreme, there's not really that much drawback to doing that, apart from the fact that the project never gets finished and there's more possibilities of bugs as well. And so if you actually have to finish something, there has to be a point where you go, okay, no more features, we're locking it, we're fixing all the bugs, and we're finishing it. With a card game, as opposed to like a flash game or something, there's a lot of very obvious limitations in the fact that, you know, they're cards. And then I was doing quite a lot of stuff with dice, and I was pricing it up and stuff, like, you know, commercially minded already, but I was pricing it up and stuff to see how possible it was, because I want to make sure that the games, you know, makes logical sense, you know, as a physical product. And working out, you know, so I picked out this I was looking on Game Crafter, some of you might know it, and I picked out the box I wanted, figured would be a good size for it, and so it has space for deck of cards and some dice, and I figured how many dice I wanted to fit in, how many dice could fit in, which is quite a lot, but then figured I probably only want about a dozen dice for cost reasons and stuff, and then working out how many dice would be needed in the game, and thought, oh yeah, that's kind of okay. And then realised, no, wait a minute, what if there's more than one player though? That's, I was calculating it for one player and realised, oh, there's just tons and tons of dice, so I've got to change the rules so that it's not so dependent on dice. So I'm thinking I'm going to try and do that more and more. But generally, it forces you to kind of keep it simple, find simple ways of making it fun and random. A lot of the stuff in my game I'm doing, it's kept fresh because it's lots of things are like a combination of cards. So there's only a certain number of cards, but the combinations of, the possible combinations are a lot. I need more water. The possible combinations are a lot, so it's bigger than the sum of its parts, and so stuff like that is really interesting to play around with, and in this case has only come about a lot because of the limitations of it being a card game. So that's something I wanted to talk about. I was just quickly thinking if there was anything else. I don't think there is at the moment, so that's quite a lot for today, so I'll leave it there. I hope you're well, and I will see you tomorrow.